Okay, so this is going to be episodes 2 and 3 of Rick and Morty, Rickmancing the Stone, and Pickle Rick. I think Pickle Rick being the episode that I think everybody just been waiting to see, and everyone's just been quoting ever since the trailer. Um, yeah, I think that's really just the episode everyone's been looking forward to. But let's just go ahead and start with Rickmancing the Stone. It's great that this show is back. I'm going to be reviewing the 2 episodes today. I'll keep doing them one by one afterwards, but, I wanted to wait a couple weeks to actually start this, so... Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Rickmancing the Stone, which was the Mad Max episode, which was pretty fun. I thought it was a fun episode, as far as I can say. It's the one where you have Morty and you have Jessica basically coming to terms with Jerry and Beth divorcing, and they're having to come to terms with that, so they go to this other Mad Max type wasteland, deserted world. In fact, it's just, it's a Mad Max episode. It's really cool, and that is actually one of my favourite films, and, I like that film. It's really cool. So this episode's really cool. You get introduced to this, cool dude who's sort of the leader of the tribe that they're with. There's this stone that Rick wants to steal it throughout the episode. He just, takes over their tribe. Gives Morty some giant sentient hand that wants to finish its work and kill some people that it killed in the past, so fair enough. Or that killed the person who originally had it, I guess. So, Morty's doing his thing in sort of the tribe, in sort of the arena where he's fighting all these guys with his one big ass. It's pretty fun, actually. Morty's sort of side plot in this episode is one of my favourite parts, but you also have the all Morty and Summer mainly having to come to terms with Jerry not being a part of the family anymore. And I'm still not really sure how they're going to deal with this, if we're going to see more of Jerry, because Jerry was pathetic, but I liked Jerry, and honestly, he was a character that I kind of enjoyed when he was on screen. He was just so pathetic. He was really enjoyable to watch, really, as a character. I hope it's not over for him. I hope we do still see Jerry. I hope it's not just going to be Beth and the family now, and we'll still see Jerry. We saw him bits in this episode. He was saying goodbye to the kids as he was moving out. He was credit scene, and, Summer and Jerry got together again in the end, and everything was pretty good. There was, Beth hanging out with robot versions of Rick, Morty, and Summer while they were all in the Mad Max world and living there. They actually end up living there afterwards. They sort of have their own communal life with Summer and the big dude sort of just getting married, and everyone's just having a really good life, which is kind of... And then Morty's sort of side plot finishes up. He ends up killing the guy who's... And I don't know really why, but the guy reminds me of a Game of Thrones character of all things, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. So the arm leaves Morty, and again, I like Morty's arm side plot. I think it was pretty good. As for a lot of the stuff with Summer and the dude who runs the place, I thought it was pretty cute. I thought it was pretty nice. They seem to have sort of a thing going. It's a shame they couldn't keep it. They end up fighting in the end, and then that's sort of where it goes all wrong. But hey, maybe we will see him again. I don't know. They said they need to take some time apart. I don't know. Maybe we will. I can't really say, but yeah. And then there's also the after credit scene, which shows Jerry in his life now on his own, where he has to deal with having to give the dog his money or whatever. And everything hates Jerry. That's sort of Jerry's life, and it always has been. He gets the bad shit, and he just ends up getting the bottom of the barrel, and it's kind of sad. Honestly, I like Jerry though. I do want to see more of him in this season. I think I don't know. He's one of those characters that nobody likes him on the show. On the show, nobody likes him, but I personally do. I think he's an enjoyable character. I think we do need to see more Jerry's in. When I say more Jerry, I just mean we need to see some Jerry this season, now that him and Beth have actually divorced. Which, again, was hinted at very much in the previous 2 seasons. I feel like hopefully we'll still see him. Hopefully we'll see a couple episodes where he actually goes with Rick and Morty on their adventures. Maybe we haven't even seen Beth do that properly yet, so I don't know, maybe we will. But I don't know. We have had Jerry going on adventures with them, so I don't know. Maybe we can have that again, I'm not really sure. As for the Mad Max world itself, I liked it. Again, I like Mad Max. I think it's a fucking fun film, so... this is just a very fun episode, and... with Morty's side plot, you had Summer's plot as well. You had the stuff with Beth, and you also had the stuff with Rick trying to steal it. Which, again, for this episode, the whole plot with Rick trying to steal the stone, and then, other than the chase sequences with that part, where you've got Morty and Summer trying to convince him to bring it back, I'm not a fan of that part of the episode. I don't know, it just doesn't interest me as much as a lot of the stuff with Morty or with Summer or whatever, so yeah. But yeah, just by the end of it all, they escape, and, Rick even takes a stone with him anyway, and basically ruins the power for everyone else, so yeah, it kind of just comes full circle, and it has a happy ending, and, except for Jerry, of course, because no one apparently likes Jerry, except for me. I happen to actually like Jerry, so yeah, this was a fun episode. I certainly liked it, and, I'd be more than happy to get more episodes like this. Hell, maybe we can even see some of the characters, like the leader dude from this episode, and maybe the big arm dude can come back. I don't know, but I guess we'll see as we get later into the season. I don't know what's actually happening with this season, because I don't know how many episodes it is. I don't know, I've heard they're going a more story route, or more plot-heavy route. I don't know how true that is, but... also, in addition, I do want to talk about the new theme, because the new intro is actually really cool. There's a lot of stuff in there, like, you have Summer and another more bulkier Summer inside of the place where Rick was held prisoner, and you can see Rick talking to one of the guards there. I think that's the place I'm thinking of. I don't, but I really do think it is. Actually, no, now that I look back on it, the thing that Rick is talking to is the thing from the very first episode. So when they're trying to get to the airport with Morty's things up his butt, they have to escape from these things. So I don't know, we'll probably be seeing them again in the show. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff in the intro, and I could go into full analysis of the intro, but that would just take up way too much time, and I still have one more episode to get through. So that's it for the Mad Max episode of Rickmancing the Stone. I like this one. I thought it was pretty cool. It was alright. I can't say it was the best episode of the show, and it certainly isn't the worst, and I certainly enjoyed it. So let's go ahead and move on to the one that I think everybody was looking forward to. And I think this is the one that a lot of people really want to hear talked about. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about Pickle Rick. So yeah, this is Pickle Rick, the episode that a lot of people were looking forward to. Actually, something else I do want to mention just very quickly about the opening part of this episode is you can see when Morty's in the bathroom, you can see the dog. Crap, I forgot the dog's name, but it's the dog from episode 3. Yeah, that thing, Fluffles, Bubbles, whatever it's called, it took over the planet or whatever. Really nice touch there, and nice callback to that episode. So, Morty gets called in. Rick's a pickle now, and yeah, Rick, amazing. And then the intro plays, and then, they're off to counselling and all that sort of thing, and there's a syringe hanging up that'll cure him, but Beth takes the syringe and heads off, so you sort of have two plots in this episode. You have Beth and the family going to the therapist to sort of sort out their troubles with Morty peeing, and, Summer doing a thing that I don't quite hear properly, I don't know. And then you got Rick doing his really awesome thing. I'll probably talk about them both individually, so let's just go ahead and start off with the therapist thing, because, I don't know, it's the more boring of the two, honestly. So, they go to the therapist, and they end up talking about Rick, who's now a pickle, and she just ends up talking about Pickle Rick for a while. Why they think he turned himself into a pickle and what they think the syringe is. Just sort of that sort of stuff, and eventually the therapist storyline sort of converges, and Pickle Rick comes in and sort of sorts everything out, and then he turns human again. Fair enough. As for Pickle Rick's actual storyline, or Rick's actual storyline in this episode, it's so much fun. I think that's what I love about this episode. This is like a die-hard episode for this one, and it's so much fun to watch. So he gets washed up into the sewer, control the brain of some sort of insect and walks with it, and ends up just finding a bunch of rats. And if you guys remember a while back, there was some sort of animatic that was revealed, and originally I thought it was from the first ever episode of this season, and I recognized the scene immediately because I'd seen the animatic that was released a while back, and it was from this episode, so I'm glad to have actually seen that it did appear in the season. Of course it would, but I wasn't exactly sure when. So yeah, because without having seen it in colour and not knowing that it was a sewer, it's very easy to have mistaked this for, probably a prison of some sort. So, you can see where the confusion would have come from with that, but that's pretty neat. So, he ends up taking the head of a rat and somehow creates this mechanical contraption to create this really awesome body out of rat parts. I have no idea how he managed to build this in the time that he did, but I don't know, maybe it was already down here, but why? Just why is this a thing? How did he get time to build this? I'm probably, looking into this logic too much, but I kind of have to wonder why or how he even managed to build that, because that's kind of incredible if he did. I mean, it is Rick, smartest person, but, you know, there are limits to people. So he ends up beating all of the rats senseless, which, it's so much fun to watch. I don't really know what else to say. It's so cool to watch. A freaking pickle with rat limbs killing other rats senseless and, you know, just chopping the necks off or whatever. It's so cool. It really is, and it's just such a nice part to watch. So he ends up getting up and being thrown out of the toilet of a national government sort of facility, in which there's this epic fight scene and he tries to kill everyone. He manages this giant laser weapon thing. Again, how did he even manage to build this in the first place? But he creates this giant laser thing that sort of just blasts through everyone's head, and it's really cool. They end up releasing this dude called the Jaguar to go ahead and kill Pickle Rick. And Pickle Rick actually ends up working with this Jaguar dude, who's actually pretty cool, voiced by Danny Trejo, my boy. And it's just really cool. They end up working together against the leader of the government. They end up blowing up the whole building. You get some really cool fight scenes. I mean, the fact that he's a pickle just makes this so much more fun, I feel. And I think, I don't know, if it was normal Rick doing this, which I could totally see happening as well, I don't know, because it's a pickle, I think it makes it more funny and just more fun to watch, in my opinion. You get this whole Die Hard sequence of them blowing up, and Jaguar just leaves. Rick just comes into the therapist's room and admits to everything. He wanted to avoid it, does all that sort of stuff, and, you know, it is a nice segue into the Rick just doesn't like therapists at all, and then turns himself back into a human as him and Beth actually start connecting a lot more. So Morty and Summer just want to go back to the therapist, of course, and then you have Rick sat naked in the car at the end. As for the after credit scene for this episode, it's pretty cool, actually. You have this, like, weird piano villain dude, and they're, like, trapped on a giant piano that he's playing, crushing the heads of all these people, which is actually something you can see in the intro as well, which is pretty nice. So this is something that actually got into the show. And then Jaguar comes and kills the dude, and they're free. Well, they're not exactly free, but they're just able to get out now, somehow. I don't know, I would have liked to see this in a full episode. I feel like that would have been so much cooler. There's just something about it, I don't know, it's just, it sounds cool. It is a pretty cool concept, honestly, this weird piano motherfucker trying to kill someone with a piano. It's pretty neat, and I would have liked to see that in a full episode, not just a, 20-second after credit scene. That's kind of a shame. But hey, that's just me. I don't know, but I definitely enjoyed the after credits scene quite a lot. It was a lot of fun. So overall, that's Pickle Rick. I enjoyed it. It was such a fun episode, and it's exactly what I wanted from something like Pickle Rick. It's so weird, but it's so much fun. As for the next episode, I don't actually know too much about it or anything else on the season. I think these are the only episodes I've really known anything about. So honestly, at this point, the season is pretty much blind, but these 2 episodes have been great. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. This has been Rickmancing the Stone, a okay episode. I enjoyed it, I guess. And Pickle Rick, a really fun episode, and I really liked that one, actually. It was great. Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode.